I say we just do this for an hour. Just play the music.
Why not?
This is it, man. Dave and Joe are bored. Revenge of the Boredom. Episode 3. We call
coming
it a
at
hat
you,
trick.
coming at you in 3D.
Oh, thank God that music's over.
It's the best part of the show.
Wow. We're back. Why are we back, Joe?
Because we're bored, Dave.
That's right. and a little tired.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to Dave and Joe Are Bored. I'm Dave.
I'm Joe.
How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm bored.
Well, hopefully we can entertain you and the audience here for about an hour.
Yeah, okay. So last week I was talking about way too much about Tron toys, and I mentioned this one, which I didn't have, so he arrived,
Really?
and he's just god awful.
Oh, that's great.
I just don't know what people see in large head, but not that large. Like it's just as bad. But the other thing, kids these days, they love unboxing videos.
Yeah.
So this one, I mean,
we're gonna watch this live, huh?
This is thrilling. This is what everybody. I don't know what did I even buy? I don't know. But
what did Dave buy? That could be a whole segment. Yeah.
Why and why? Okay. So I didn't have Sark as a mini mate figure. This is what Art Asylum did, these mini mates that were like bad Lego figure ripoffs, and I didn't have Sark, so I bought Sark. Now I do, and he comes with Space Paranoid's Goofy, so that's exciting.
That's fantastic.
As if Goofy was on the game grid, I guess, from like Kingdom Hearts. I don't know. And a little David Warner Sark. Oh man, look at that.
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
Wow. Huh. Yeah, that's money that my kid could have spent on college. It's going to be worth a lot one day. That's an investment, is what they call. That's an investment.
That's right.
Speaking of investments, we got a new segment we're going to start with. We're going to pick every week. We're going to try to pick each pick a comic that we think everyone should have in their collection. So we got that Dave and Joe's pick of the week.
Fantastic.
This is thrilling. Joe, you're on first. You did. Take it away.
Okay. So one of the first comics that came to my mind, thinking back to when I was a kid, was Thor issue 385. This is from 1987. And this is there were just, I think, 3 issues of Thor between the Walt Simonson run that everybody knows and loves and the Ron Frenz run, which I also think people know and love, but is maybe not quite as revered as the Walt Simonson run, although I'm a huge Ron Frenz.
We love the Ron.
I do love Ron. We love Ron.
If we poke Ron with a long enough stick, maybe one day, if we dream, maybe we can get Ron to hang with us.
Dave and Joe Are Bored loves the Ron Frenz.
Love them.
So anyway, so this is one of 3 issues kind of in between those 2 runs. One was a Secret Wars 2 crossover, I believe. Then there's the Future Thor issue. And then this one. So it's just a fill-in issue. It's advertised on the cover right there. You can see that it is an untold tale of the Thunder God's past. So it doesn't really take place in continuity or anything like that. But anyway, so I was about 8 years old and a pretty new comic book collector when this came out. And all this issue is just one big long fight between Hulk and Thor. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, it just for an 8-year-old kid just getting into superhero comics, this was awesome. And I know my older brother and I still talk about this issue decades after he stopped caring about comics. You know, he still remembers this. We used to actually like act out the fight between Hulk and Thor, and it was just awesome. So let me see here if I can control this. So here is a photograph of my actual issue.
Look at that. Aaron's agreeing with you, man. 20 plus pages of just Thor and Hulk fighting.
Absolutely. So here, this is my comic. I just took this picture earlier today. So this is the original one that I've had since I was 8 years old. And I have managed to get it autographed. You can see there on the cover by just about every person that was in any way involved in the issues. This is one of the prize pieces in my collection. If you can read them on there, it's signed by Tom DeFalco, who's the writer. Ron Friends is the cover artist there. Stan Lee, right there above Hulk's fist. The first time I got to meet Stan Lee, I brought this comic with me to have him sign. He is the plotter of the story. He's credited with the plot, and the script, I guess, is no, the script is Shooter. Yeah, the script is Jim Shooter right there. DeFalco's the editor. Al Milgrom inked the cover, the Ron Friends cover there, and then you can see Eric Larson down towards the bottom, who is the interior penciler, which is also significant. Let me see here. Here you go. This is Eric Larson's very first Marvel work that he did. It's not Eric
What
Larson.
happened to Thor's face down at the bottom?
It's inked by
punched. Is that his punched face?
That's punched face, inked by Vinnie Coletta.
Oh, that is something.
Yeah.
You should get that. You know, last time we talked about tattoos for your ass, and there's another one.
Right there, Thor.
Right there with the Hulk Spider-Man Jeep.
So, you kind of threw me off there, Dave. A little minute. Oh, yeah, Eric Larson. That's what I was saying. So Eric Larson, of course, went on to Spider-Man fame, and then now has been working on Savage Dragon at Image Comics for the last 30 years or whatever. I love Eric Larson. This is his first work for Marvel. It's not his first published work. There were other things that got published first. Like I said, this was just a fill-in issue later. But that gives you an idea of some action going on inside the issue. This is Hulk got punched into this gas tank or whatever that explodes, and Thor's worried that he killed him, which of course he didn't, as you can see. And then you have punched Thor face down there. And so the story continues here. Next picture. I actually own that original art page, which I absolutely love. I've had this for quite a while. I got it for actually
your sound cut out. We missed you there, and it was riveting.
Oh, well, I'm sure we'll get some complaints in the my sound cut out. Really? You can hear me now?
For a second, yeah.
Okay. So this is my page that I own, and I got this. I've had this for quite a while. I actually got it for a pretty reasonable price. I'm sure way more reasonable than it would go for today. Off of eBay. It's one of the very few pieces in my collection that I've bought directly from another collector. Almost
everything is what you're saying,
right? Almost everything I have comes from dealers and that kind of thing, or directly from the artists. So anyway, yeah, this was great. I got to talk to Eric Larson about this page when I met him at Heroes Con a few years ago, and he had some stories about it. There's the art was actually changed on this. He was telling me how in this bottom panel with Thor's face, as you've pointed out, he had originally drawn it with the hammer was in that panel, and they decided to change the way Thor gets his hammer back at the end of the issue or whatever. This is like one of the very last pages of the issue. So let's see. What else is that my last slide related to that? Oh, no. That's right. I had to include this because I think probably the most memorable scene from this fight is Hulk spiking a train down on Thor. So you can see Thor's hand there at the bottom sticking out from the debris. And this is an entire train with looks like many dozens of cars. So that is a very angry and strong Hulk that is doing that.
That's beautiful stuff.
Isn't it awesome?
Oof.
Love it to this day.
Well, my pick wasn't nearly as I don't really have any nostalgia attached to mine, but I grabbed Green Lantern 171 because again a standalone. You got your Gil Kane with a marker cover, and man, oh man, I loves me some Gil Kane with a marker. Forget pen nibs, forget brushes, no, forget real ink. No, no, no. Give that man, that legend, a felt tip pen, and let it turn purple or fade to nothing. Who knows? So the thing about this issue, Alex Toth in the '80s, you didn't tend to get a lot of Alex Toth doing superhero books, especially in the '80s. And this is what year is this? 1983. Terry Austin, Alex Toth, drawing Green Lantern, and I loves it just because out of nowhere you get yourself some Alex Toth drawing Green Lantern. So you get 17 pages of Green Lantern goodness there, and you think, okay, what could make a book even better? Well, you get after that you get a backup Tales of Green Lantern story, Dave Gibbons, with an alien Green Lantern with a mustache that just can't be beat.
It's fantastic.
So I don't know really what more you could ever really want from a comic other than Dave Gibbons, Alex Toth, and a Gil Kane cover. So I mean, there's some nice you get some nice Alex spreads in there. I mean, oh yeah, this is one of those comics where you don't really I didn't know about it until maybe a couple of years ago, and luckily was able to find it in a dollar box without ordering it from eBay or having to pay shipping.
That's a great lineup there.
That is a great man. I just don't make them like that no more. So I don't know. It's good stuff. So there you go. That's 2 books you should have. You got. We'll try to figure out what to do next time. And there we go. All right. I enjoyed it too. Okay. Well, next up, I did a graphic. It's Adam's new food review. It's our own Augustus Gloop himself, Adam, with his new food review. Let's welcome Adam. Adam, hi, buddy. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, we're doing good, man. What do you think, man? You look great here.
Yes.
Do you remember Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? You remember?
You cut out.
As a kid, it was one of the kids that died. They always die. So what do you got for us this week, Adam?
Mountain Dew.
We should get it. Here we go. All right.
Oh man, this is crazy. So not just one, but you're doing two Mountain Dews, Baja Flash and Baja Mango Gem. Your dentist is gonna love you at 9:15 on a Sunday night. You're gonna okay. All right, crack them open. Let's see what you think.
All right, let's start with mango.
Okay. Well, this is thrilling. Hey, by the way, man, kudos, hats off to shaking things up a little bit and not doing another bag of chips.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay.
Pineapple.
Pineapple. Oh, man, I'm jealous. This is. Oh.
It's like a lime.
It's like a commercial.
How do they smell?
Smell like Mountain Dew.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with pineapple.
Okay.
Or Flash or whatever.
Baja Flash.
Baja Flash. Boy.
I mean, I guess I could. Yeah. So there's like pineapple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like carbonated.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's like sweet, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's the corn syrup. That's the high fructose corn syrup there.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we have mango.
Okay. Oh man.
It's been a long time since I've had a mango.
Okay, that's true. We don't normally, I don't normally eat mangoes.
A mango garnish perhaps would have been in order.
If you really think about it, you can taste the mango.
Oh man.
But it also just tastes like Mountain Dew.
So
Subtle mango.
let's go crazy. Let's go crazy.
Now this is the mango. This is the pineapple.
Oh, this is too much for. I think we're gonna lose viewers because it's gonna scare people.
What kind
We
of
got
alchemy
mixed.
is this?
Yeah. Is that any better?
Now it just tastes like Mountain Dew.
Okay,
There's no distinguishable flavor here.
it's all ruined. Now, what do you think? Are those worth going back to? Are they kind of like the better Mountain Dews?
I mean, I've had better Mountain Dew.
So
Mhm.
basically, Mountain Dew Baja Flash, Mountain Dew Mango Gem, not horrible, but you've had better.
Yep.
Okay, man. Well, once again, while I'm a little concerned about your health of healthy eating, at least it wasn't chips. So,
Well, you see, I do have chips.
damn it!
Wow.
Ow!
Oh, 3D for the third episode.
Yes.
Oh,
Stranger Things edition because yeah, why not?
ah.
Three cheese flavored. I don't know what the three cheeses are, but there's three cheeses.
I thought we were in the clear, man. I thought Frito-Lay wasn't gonna win, but no, Frito-Lay won.
It smells very cheesy.
You better know.
Man.
Count the cheeses. Provolone,
Now this Dorito is 3D,
Gouda.
not 2D. It's like
Wow.
yeah. Now, Doritos, they only got one cheese, but this has a lot of cheese. It's very cheesy flavored.
So
And crunchy.
it's all three cheeses in one, not different flavored cheeses per each one. Like you don't have to go through
Yeah.
the bag looking for the Gouda chip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's the 3D shape gives it a lot of texture and yeah,
Do they make you now? Okay. After having Mountain Dew and Stranger Things chips, do you feel like running up that road? Do you feel like running up that hill with no problem?
always,
Wow.
always.
That's great. Well, once again, another week of Frito-Lay. This time amplified with Mountain Dew. So, thanks,
The
buddy.
same company, right?
Thanks, bud. Enjoy your feast, and we'll see you. We'll see you later, bud.
Bye.
See you, Adam.
Ah, that was fantastic. Adam, if you're watching, Sam would like to say to go brush your teeth immediately. I don't think you have dental insurance, so I think Sam knows. Well, we got one more segment before we bring on our big guest for tonight, and this is your favorite, isn't it, buddy?
Oh yeah, I think so. This is the one
Joe
that's
Holland's Bob Dylan Minute.
sweeping the nation. Let me know when the timer starts.
I got to get the timer up here, and let's see. And okay, if you missed last week, we give Joe 60 seconds to gush about his hero, Bob Dylan. And here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're off.
Okay. So Bob Dylan Minute this week. I am spotlighting my very first Bob Dylan concert that I attended. So really what I'm spotlighting is actually the posters. So Bob Dylan produces a unique poster for each venue on all of his tours. He's been doing this for at least as long as I've been seeing him, which this was from August 27th of 1997. So next month is the 25th anniversary of my very first Bob Dylan concert. I have since seen a total of 28 Bob Dylan concerts, but this was the first one. It was at the Deer Creek Music Center. You can see there, which is just outside of Indianapolis, which was about a 2.5-hour drive, I think, for me from where I am. And you can see my first Bob Dylan concert there had BR549 was the opening act, which was like a country rock band. I don't really remember much about them.
Joe.
Oh,
That's it. Ani DeFranco got cut. Man. But you know what, man? We're going to cheat because I have a couple of quick questions for you.
okay.
Hey, do you remember, did it start at 7:30 sharp?
I really can't say for sure. If it did, that would have been.
Oh, okay. Are you still with us, Joe?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. So you don't know if it was 7:30 sharp.
Probably for the opening act, but I don't really remember 25.
Okay, and I have to lean in here to read BR5-48, quote unquote. Now we don't know who made this quote. The fastest rising stars in the nation. Now I just want to say, and now granted, I think what year was this? 97?
1997.
97. I wasn't too aware of what was going on. I don't ever remember hearing about BR5-48. So boy, they really rose so fast that they
Burned out.
Yeah, they shot out. And did you enjoy Ani DeFranco?
I couldn't I didn't know anything about her at the time when I saw the concert, so I mean I didn't know any of her songs or anything. But I think she was fine for an opening act, and she is since then I have heard some of her music and gotten to know her a little bit more. She's kind of a cool person to have seen. Some people really like her and are really into her, she has some passionate fan following and stuff, but so I couldn't give you an intelligent review of the Ani DeFranco show I saw 25 years ago.
Andy Bennett as an Ani DeFranco super fan. I don't know.
Wow. Or is he a Hee-Haw super fan?
Two people have chimed in about Hee-Haw, which I get. This is crazy. This is crazy because later in the show, I've got a Hee-Haw. This is
Wow.
great. It's too much Hee-Haw. So yeah, Andy's seen her 6 times. So that was a very, very exciting Bob Dylan minute. And I guess now can we follow it up with our guest? Will our guest be as exciting as the Bob Dylan minute? I don't know, but ladies and gentlemen, we have on one of my favorite insane people on this planet, Phil Stone. Phil is an artist who works for Wizards of the Coast and gaming stuff. Let's bring him on. Phil, are you there, Phil?
Hey.
Welcome, Phil.
Hi, Phil. Okay. Bye, Phil. How you doing, Phil?
I'm good. You should start the timer again and figure out the time when you start regretting bringing me on.
Oh, I think that was yesterday.
Right.
All right. Let's cut to it. Let's bring out. So Phil, let's take a look. Let's just cut to some artwork here, buddy. Phil specializes in pen and ink work. And you've been working for the past couple of years with Wizards of the Coast. You're working right now with Palladium.
Yeah,
right?
One of them, yeah.
What other gaming companies have you been working with?
Cobalt Press, Bloat, Planet X Games, Pelgrane Press. There's several others.
All the companies, just all the companies.
All the people with day jobs, yeah.
Yep.
And do RPGs at night.
The black and white line art that we're seeing right now, this is all digital inks, right?
Yes.
Oh, Phil
That
gets
was for
creepy.
Palladium.
Phil's work gets creepy real fast. Oh man. That's some good stuff, buddy. What programs are you working on?
Clip Studio Paint Pro.
Oh man. Your pencils are same program?
Yeah.
Oh baby. That's a lot of lines, Phil. And this is what happens when you actually have to do some real physical art, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the pieces got auctioned off after the last set from Magic the Gathering.
Oh, baby. All right. And so these are, this is some of your work that was used on Magic cards?
Yeah.
How many Magic cards have you done?
23 total. There's 2 more that still need to be released.
Oh, man. They're gross. Okay. And then this now is from one of your Kickstarters, right? Tell us a little bit about those Kickstarters.
I do 4 a year, and I illustrated all 8 schools of Magic for D&D 5e. And then I decided to make a 2-book demonology book, Grimoire. And then right now I skipped a Kickstarter for this quarter, and then the last one this year I'm going to be doing A Christmas Carol. Wait, what?
What was this one for?
That was one of the spell books. So there's 8 schools of Magic in Dungeons and Dragons. And I decided to take 2.5, 3 years to illustrate all 8 schools of Magic with every spell from D&D.
Wow, awesome.
And never again.
Do you play Dungeons and Dragons yourself?
I have no time. I used to. I mean, that's what got me into art.
That was going to be a question I wanted to ask you too. Well, very cool. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons here recently. The last couple of years, gotten back into it. So this is neat stuff.
Yeah. So I have them in individual spell books, and then I made these huge, big leather tombs, Volume 1 and Volume 2. It's got four schools in each one, so it's like I think they're 400 pages each.
So Phil, now you're right off the bat, you succeeded with Kickstarter, right? I mean, the first one. No, how long did it take for these things to kind of hit the ground and make it?
2 of them, and I got lucky. My first one did $700, and most of that was my mom's money because she felt bad for me.
That's about right, yeah.
And then when I started, I had the idea. I was like, I want to do the spell books. I want to do something that nobody's done yet, not even WotC. And so I did the necromancy book, and that jumped up to, I think I did 7,000 on that one.
That's not, I mean.
And then the 8th one I just did, well, I just didn't do it, but I mean, like the 8th part of it did 30 grand. And then the demonology ones, it was kind of, I think that was kind of a turnoff for people, the demonology ones. Because they're all D&D demons.
There you go.
But I didn't put a PDF with it, and that turned people off. And then my reference material that I took was from the original Red Grimoire and King Solomon's Goetia. So it's all legit spells and summonings. So,
Phil, are you talking in Spanish?
I have no phone reception in my studio, so I have to.
No. I'm not. All the D&D and all that stuff for me is totally foreign to anything I know about. So
Dave's not that kind of nerd.
No, I'm
I
not.
wanted to bring back the Satanic Panic, like the way it was supposed to, because all my books got burned during the Satanic Panic, and then my dad decided it'd be a good idea to introduce me to Creepy and Eerie magazine to substitute for the D&D that got burned. So that's where I found Bernie Wrightson and Alex Toth. And actually, you guys were talking about it earlier. Yeah, so switched out one for the other.
That's awesome. If anybody's watching that knows any that's wants to any insight into Kickstarter, was it a lot of it finding a product or finding something that had that there was a desire for, that was unique enough? Was it figuring out like a hole in the market combined?
No, I went total Sun Tzu and Art of War, and I was like, I'm just gonna go where everybody's not, and nobody did it. And I always thought it'd be neat when I was a kid that I wanted these little spell. If I was gonna play a wizard, I want a spell book. I want these, peripherals to have at the table and look cool, and be that weird kid that has this the what's his name, Tom Hanks, that they had the spell dice on his when he was in the subway fighting the dragon and Mazes and Monsters.
It's kind of bizarre that this crap is back in the consciousness with Stranger Things.
I think it's fantastic. And they did such a fantastic job with it.
Oh man.
Except season 3 sucked.
Well, but it had your D&D thing going for you there.
Yeah, but every company from the 80s was like, "Hey, we were there too," and that just became this giant ad placement for 14, and it was all at the mall, of course.
Well, Phil, we're gonna carry this into your own special segment, and I know you're really excited about this. We're gonna let's see. I get this go. Okay, to begin with, Phil can be reached at philstoneillustrations.com. He's not going anywhere. We're gonna go to your own very, very special segment. It's a new little game we're playing called What the Phil. And basically, Phil, you've had a life that from what I know, from what we've talked and how long we've known each other, I have had a very boring life. But Phil, you have had a very eventful life. Is that correct, Phil?
I mean, it's normal to me, but then I start opening my mouth and telling stories at the bar, and people are like, that's.
Nope. So what we're going to do here, I asked Phil for 10 kind of life events, and some of them are real, some of them are not, and Joe and I have to see who can guess the most correct answers out of all of these events.
All right, so here I got to preface it though.
Okay.
Me and my wife were stressing out last night because I had to be very careful to keep them somewhat G-rated.
PG-13.
So I put a lot of thought into the show and me not swearing and
because it's for kids. The show's for kids.
Yeah.
Family friendly.
Yeah.
So now I'm not going to say that I know some of these because I think that'll get Joe a little irked. But here we go. We're gonna start with the first one here. Phil, you say you were once abducted in Dubai. Now, Joe, do you think that the lovely Phil Stone here? I have to keep track of. Do you think that the lovely Phil Stone was once abducted in Dubai?
Okay, I just met Phil,
Yep.
so I don't have much background information to go on this. I've never met anyone who's been abducted in Dubai, so I'm going to say no.
Okay, Joe says no. Now, I'm going to say yes. And did I know this already? Maybe, but Phil, were you once abducted in Dubai?
I was.
Oh,
Point for Dave.
that's fantastic.
We're going to have him back another time to tell us all the stories behind these, I imagine.
Right, you survived.
Yeah.
Seems that way.
Okay. Well, that's good.
I did.
All right. If we actually asked you for the stories for each of these, we'd be here till tomorrow.
Yeah, they're hard to sum up. I mean, there's not a real cliff note to it because there's stories and then there's sub stories and then there's like questions over here and then there's like then you just get thrown off into another multiverse of
The show is already going to be longer than normal, so
Sorry.
it's worth it. Okay, next up, number 2, Phil. You claimed you were once mistaken as an airline pilot on a plane. Joe, do you think Phil here was mistaken as an airline pilot on a plane?
I'm going to say yes. He was mistaken as an airline pilot.
I'm going to say no. Phil, were you once mistaken as an airline pilot on a plane?
Yes.
Oh,
Tied it up.
we're tied.
That's actually a really funny story though.
Okay, well, we'll be the judge of that.
Oh, you want me to tell it?
Do we have time? Yeah.
So when I traveled as a hairdresser, I always had to wear a black suit, black tie, black pants.
Let's
white
preface
shirt.
this with a little spoiler. Phil was a hairdresser.
Around the world for 20 years.
There
So
you
anyway, I was sitting in coach and the stewardess kept giving me those little bottles of wine. And I was like, well, how much do I owe you? And she goes, nothing. And then she kept bringing them and bringing them. I think I had 6 or 7 of these things on the flight back to Detroit. And she goes, you want another one? And I said, are you taking me home? And she goes, no, you're staying at the hotel at the airport, right? And I said, no, my wife is actually picking me up. She goes, wait, I thought you were a pilot. I go, now I got a question that I have 7 bottles of wine, a pilot, like staying at the hotel that I'm probably got to work in the morning, but you're like, no, I'm going to liquor this guy up and take him back to a hotel. So poor Kim had to pick me up in the minivan and I come rolling out of, Northwest Airlines. And I'm like, they thought I was a pilot. Anyway, yeah.
Man, I tell you should have asked to fly the plane.
After the second bottle, I knew my limit.
Okay. All right. Next up, we said, as an adult, you applied for an art gig with a simple email that stated, I want this job so my kid will think I'm cool. I'm going to say this is true. Joe, what do you say?
I'm going to also say that is true.
All right, Phil, was this true?
It was true.
Okay. We're still even. Yeah, there's no backstory. I know you well enough to know that you did this. Did you get the job, though?
It was my first one. It was 11 years ago for nworld.org, and I still illustrate for them every month.
Well, there
since
you
then.
go.
Now,
All right.
what was it about the gig that would make your kid think you were cool, specifically?
I was getting back into art, and I was teaching myself digital drawing. So in order to get feedback, I threw just a bunch of crap out into the ether to get feedback going, this is how bad you suck, and this is what you got to figure out. And I got hired the next day.
Oh, had we met at that point? Because I have no concept of time anymore.
No, it was after I met you, and I was like, that's when I had the game store.
All right, next up. My sister once called every church in the San Diego area, told them I needed help because I was killing the neighborhood cats and sacrificing them to the devil. I want this to be true. Joe, what do you think?
Knowing that Dungeons and Dragons is evil and that he is involved with it, I'm going to say true.
I'm going to say false because I want this to be true. Phil? What's
it's really true.
It's true?
Yeah.
Damn it, Joe's winning.
I had a stack of Bibles after they started visiting me, and I didn't know why until like halfway through. My sister couldn't keep it in anymore. And she goes, yeah, we called every church in the San Diego area on the youth groups to come visit you. And they always dumped off Bibles. So when they started coming back after I found out about it, then I had a field day with them when they came to the door. But I made sure I got my Bible.
And what year was this?
97, 98.
All right. Yeah. See, I was just sitting at home working in 97, 98. Nobody ever came to the door. Nobody ever. The cats were still alive back then. One of your ancestors is Sacagawea. All right. What do you say, Joe?
I think I'm going to say no, just because I think we're due for a no.
I'm going to say yes just to see. I'm going to say yes just to see if I can one up Joe. What is it, Phil?
No.
I don't know what point to give me. I guess you were right. So Joe, you're winning. Man, this sucks. All right, next up, you met Clive Barker.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you cut out there
No.
for a second, Dave.
I cut out.
Yeah.
Well, you can read it right there. Phil, did you meet Clive Barker? Phil, did you meet Clive Barker at Bondage a Go Go?
Well, wait, we have to say if we think he did or not.
I say he did.
That seems like a place you would meet Clive Barker. I'm going to say yes.
I did not, but I had the opportunity. But I knew with the
Sneaky.
person who was going to take me there, I wasn't going to walk right for a week.
Well, that's true. Fair enough. Fair enough. Now this one I have a little comment about, but let's read it. When you first got contacted by Wizards of the Coast, you thought it was a plank preyed on by some guy named Dave Akins. All right, Joe, what do you think? Do you think this happened?
Okay, so I'm going to say no. I don't.
I'm going to say yes, but no matter what, I get the point because you spelled my fucking last name wrong.
I did, didn't I?
Yep, and I left it like that just so I could mention it because I'm that petty.
What's bad is I look at it like every day. It's on my damn wall.
I'm going to say yes, though. You did. I'm going to say yes. You thought that I was pranking you.
Yes.
Okay. See, thank God I'm catching up.
All the way up until I got paid by them. I said, that damn Dave, because I had imposter syndrome. I was like, that damn Dave, he's got money just laying around paying me through payroll and stuff. I said, this is one hell of a prank. I said, this is all, yeah.
Yeah, but what you forgot is that I'm also very lazy, and that would have required actual effort.
I mean, you could have put things aside and said, this is the one thing I'm going to focus on.
Hey, man. It's pure insanity that I've actually managed to do this show 3 weeks in a row. All right, next up, Tyra Banks' bodyguard threw you over a table at New York Fashion Week. I am saying yes. Joe, what say you?
I think that is a yes.
It's a
All right.
yes.
Okay.
I went for the block on that one.
Oh man, we're down to the last two, and you're winning 5-4. So next up, you had Fabio call your mom. Joe, what say you?
If you got a chance to meet Fabio, you would have to have him call your mother. So I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes too. Phil, what say you?
It was yes.
Okay, well, this is he's still winning, rat bastard, and we're down to this last one. You're a hot dog maker guy at a gay bar in South Carolina. Ooh.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Joe. I'm gonna double down. So Joe, whatever you what say you, Joe?
All right, I'm going to say I believe he was a hot dog maker at a gay bar, but it wasn't in South Carolina, so no.
I'm going to say yes, just because it's the only way I have of tying this. So I say yes. Phil, what say you?
Yes.
Yes!
It was at Planet Follywood on Folly Island in South Carolina.
Oh, man. Hey,
Wow,
you know,
so we tied. That was a great game.
it's a tie. We ended up in the same place we were when we started, tied. Phil, which is what tied up is the way Phil likes it. Oh my gosh! Once again, that was fantastic. Let's give a round of applause for our new favorite game. That was something. God bless you.
Your sound cut out there again, Dave, for just a second. I don't know what's going
That's
on.
good. Well, that's good. Did you hear the? Did you hear that?
No, so I wanted to make sure we got to hear that again.
There you go. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Okay, Phil, you're gonna hang with us for a little bit because we're gonna cut. It's time for Adam watched a movie. So let's bring Adam on. Hi, Adam.
Hello.
Adam, this is everybody. Let's see. There you go. Now, Adam, everyone loves this segment. every week you give us a movie review. What movie did you watch this week?
This week I did not watch a movie.
Wait. Ah, damn it. So basically, yeah, we have nothing. That's good. That's good. And that's the face that I'm giving you for not watching a movie. Joe, did you watch a movie this week? Please tell me you watched a movie this week.
I did watch a movie this week.
Joe, what movie did you watch? Adam, you're saved for now. Joe, what movie did you watch?
Oh, I watched 2 movies that I could report on. That's one of them. So, watched The Things. Just it's a The Thing is a movie that I came out in 1982, I believe, and it's a movie that for some reason I never saw as a kid, and it seems like a movie that I definitely would have seen, but I think I was in my probably 20s, maybe 30 before the first time I saw it, and then I hadn't seen it since then. So watch The Thing, love it. I think it's just about a perfect movie. It's probably my favorite John Carpenter movie, and it's great, and it's got Wilford Brimley in it.
It is a fantastic Wilford Brimley movie. That's the look Wilford Brimley's giving Adam for not watching a movie this week. Now, we hadn't talked about this, but you also failed to remember that you're a big giant Michael Ploog fan.
Oh, absolutely.
And man alive, those are some great monsters that he drew for this sucker. I mean, you gotta like the Spiderhead guy.
Yeah, that's great. Do you have any Ploog storyboards?
No, I did not. I did not go in and buy any of when he had his sale, so I was good.
Yeah, when I did that, I got one from the Dark Crystal, and I was torn because you don't get to pick the storyboard; you just got to pick the movie. And I was torn between The Thing and the Dark Crystal. And the Thing storyboards, I just thought were more of a crapshoot on whether you would get a cool monster thing or just like a dog.
Yeah, it's like if you knew you got one of these, you'd be in
Oh
it.
yeah, oh absolutely. Yeah.
That's a fantastic movie. Oh wait. That's I'm going to. Okay, we got it. Let's see. We got to cut that. Okay, now normally after you do, Adam does a movie review. We do has Joe seen it, but now we have to do has Adam seen it. Now, Joe, you're notorious for never having seen any movie that Adam has seen. But Adam, have you seen The Thing?
I have.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Take that, Joe. All right. Well, Adam, thanks so much for this.
Yep.
Thanks for being here, buddy. And we'll see you next week. Hopefully you'll watch a movie for next week. Okay, bud?
All right.
Thanks,
All right.
Adam.
Bye.
What? Did I watch a movie?
Oh, Dave, got a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you watch a movie this week?
Oh, did I? I watched The Velvet Vampire. That's a 1971 erotic vampire classic. Let me tell you, if you like early 70s erotic vampire movies, The Velvet Vampire is for you. Let me tell you, this bad boy, I mean, come on. This bad boy stars Celeste Yarnell. Now, Celeste plays the lovely, pale, brunette, bisexual vampire who lives in the desert and rides around in a dune buggy. Right there, that's
it seems cliche, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You're saying, oh, is this just another erotic early 70s erotic vampire movie with where they ride around in the desert in dune buggies? Well, unfortunately, but Celeste was also, she was Yeoman Martha Landon and Star Trek and the episode The Apple, and that's the one where all the red shirt guys got killed. And Chekhov made moves on her. So right there, this movie has that. Now, the next thing it has, you've got this movie is about a couple, a husband and wife, and they're kind of swingers. And for some reason, they agree to go out to the desert to visit this strange lady in her rich mansion. And so Michael here, he's the husband. Now you say, hey, that guy, is that just like an Eric Stoltz wannabe? No, that guy is the co-writer of Turner and Hooch. So I mean, that's something. And then his wife is Sherry Miles, shown here questioning life choices. And Sherry plays the hot California, beach bunny wife who, kind of falls for the hot vampire chick. And now Sherry was known for Hee Haw. She was on Hee Haw, which ties back. I mean, this is big Hee Haw. She was also in the Joe Don Baker classic, The Pack, which I could go on that movie for a long time, but that movie is that's a classic as well. So, and then she retired, but right there you go. That is that's the Velvet Vampire, and if you haven't seen it, you're missing out. She's waiting to love you to death. Climax after climax of terror and desire. I was a little surprised that the vampire lady was riding around the dune buggy in the desert. But the times that she took her top off made up for all of that. So, what are you gonna do?
What's your second favorite vampire riding around in a dune buggy in the desert movie?
If The Hunger had that, it would have made that movie would have elevated it. I mean, Lost Boys, they could have used a dune buggy in Lost Boys. That would have made that movie. I mean, what vampire movie? Bela Lugosi. Heard of it? If it had a dune buggy, everybody would have known.
Yeah.
Lost Boys, dune buggy. All right, and Joe, the Velvet Vampire. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
Oh man,
The streak continues.
All righty. Well, there you go, Phil. Phil, did you watch a movie this week?
I watched one tonight.
Oh yeah, we know what.
But a follow up to your sexy, silky vampire movie, Twins of Evil from Hammer Films.
Dune buggy.
Horse and buggy.
Oh, same. Just not the same. Well, Phil. Once again, let's get your information up here. PhilStoneIllustrations.com. Phil is busy with gaming work. Let's see, we've got a little bit of some of your Instagram, Facebook for people to take a look at, and then you're going to be at LotusCon.
LotusCon in 2 weeks.
That's in St. Louis.
I thought it was in St. Louis, and then I got the address today, and it's on the border of St. Louis, but in Illinois.
Ooh.
So they're catering to 2 states.
Ooh.
And then I'm doing my first and probably only talk there.
I can't wait. It's live streamed?
I'm going to live stream it, yeah. It was funny because they go, we want to cordon off an area on the show floor and you can do a live painting. And I said, well, that's cool if I painted. So, I mean, I can Bob Ross that all day. And they're like, well, you want to do a panel by yourself? I'm like, that's just called a talk. Okay.
Yep. Well, Phil, I can't wait to hear about it. We love you, and keep up the great work. And thanks so much for joining us, babe.
Thank you. See you, Joe.
Thanks, Phil. Nice to meet you.
We'll
Bye,
see you
Dave.
later, Phil. All right. Okay. Now, next up, let's just do the quick plug. Every time we get a plug, oh, this show brought to you by Dave's Faves 1980s Comic Mystery Box. Joe, if you haven't gotten one yet, you need to, right?
Oh, I can't wait to get one. I have not gotten one yet, but
Oh, this one's going out in the mail tomorrow.
wow, look at that. Just full of comics.
It's just full of comics, Joe.
How many comics fit in that, Dave?
Well, that one's for a celebrity artist, so I put a little more than 50 in that one.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I'm kissing up a little that way.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have some of those at Gem City Comic Con next week. And speaking of Gem City Comic Con, next weekend, Dayton, Ohio, we've got two very, very special guests joining us now. We've got Andy Bennett, who will be with us as a guest at Gem City Comic Con, and the head of Gem City Comic Con, Jesse Noble. Yeah.
Hey guys.
Oh man. Jesse, what do you got? What do you got for us next week? You got artists?
There are one or two of them, at least two.
We were talking about vampires.
Yes.
Here's Planet of Vampire.
Right.
Pat Broderick drew this bad
Right.
boy. Hey, wonder if we're ever going to see Pat Broderick. Wonder when somebody could meet Pat Broderick. Where? What do you think, Jesse? Somebody could meet Pat Broderick?
It could happen next weekend in Dayton at the Gem City Comic Con.
Wow. Or maybe
Amazing.
right now. Or maybe he's in Dayton now.
Right. Yeah, it's been a bit of a confusing go around with him this year. So he's like, "What day am I coming? When am I coming?" Nice.
Joe loves Firestorm. Joe hearts Firestorm.
I do love Firestorm.
I have like 15 copies of Firestorm #1.
I bought that one off the newsstand, man.
It's all I just roll around in them.
That might have been the first DC comic I ever paid green money for.
The guy that I bought this collection from, just showed up at the store and said, give me $6 worth of Firestorm #1. And then
It
you
was a heady time.
maybe he had enough.
That's a lot of books.
Is everything? Is Dayton's going to be hopping? We were just talking earlier how much fun it is. Andy and I have been lucky enough to be a guest at your show since basically the beginning, which has been
Second year.
what Andy started the first, right, Andy?
I did. I was there year one.
I always miss out on the year ones. But what year is this? Is this 16? Year 16? Or?
It's gotten complicated with COVID. I have no idea how many years I've been doing it. I think this is the 16th show, or it's the 17th show in the 18th year, or it's the 16th show in the 17th year. I messed up the math of it, so I might as well just start over at this point.
Hey, I think that Sean Forney might also be there at this place.
Mm.
Yep, and Tom Williams. Hey, he's been there before too.
Right.
Oh man, lots of these artist types. Well, I was going to say, last year was the first year. It was in late July, and boy, it was neat to see the difference in downtown Dayton. And what's the district again that we're right by?
It's the Oregon district. They've I don't know if they had it in last year, but they've changed some of the rules down there, and they cordon off the street at the like at 6 o'clock, and you can walk in and out of stores and in and out of the bars and the restaurants. And
Yeah, we did have that. Nice. We experienced that last year. That was very cool.
Yeah, just in the summer, and like on Friday night, there's going to be outdoor concerts right at the park, right across from the convention center.
Yeah, our hotel room looked down on that, and we were very disturbed by it not ever being in Dayton in late July. We're like, why are these people congregating? It should be snowing and cold.
Right. But yeah, I'm liking how this has turned out. I think this is going to be the new normal for Gem City. Is it going to be in the summer months?
That's
it's a
great. I
blast.
mean, being in the past, it's always been getting dark at 5 o'clock and maybe snowing, and that's way much more of a bummer than being able to walk the Oregon District in nice warm evenings and daylight with people around and stuff. It's cool.
I enjoy it much more like that, and I feel like when I go home, I can still be productive. It's still light out by the time I get home.
Yeah.
It is one of the shows that we're kind of the same way, where it's like, hey, we're home, and it's like 7. Weird.
Right.
Instead of like going out to Heroes in Charlotte, where we're kind of staggering in at 1 a.m. or something. And so it's we always love seeing you. You put on a fantastic show. We
Thank you.
love seeing everybody year after year. This year we're gonna have Bob Hall. That's pretty cool. You got we said Pat Broderick and Sean Forney. We got Yuko Smith and Daryl Banks, our buddies.
Well, Yuko, actually, I should have known this before. And if he's on the website, I need to change it. I'm really bad about that stuff. He's going to be in San Diego, but he did do all the art.
Yuko.
Yep.
San Diego.
There's a hotel show out there or something that he's going
What's
to be doing
going
that
on
weekend.
there?
Right.
God.
Never heard of it.
Oh well, I'll take his table. Awesome. So it's Saturday and Sunday in the Dayton Convention Center.
Yep.
And are we doing the drinking?
We are and it's going to be like we head after the show. Everyone heads over to go out to eat, and then we all meet up at the Warped Wing Brewery and Tap Room I think it's on Wyandotte. I think that's the street there, but it's right around the corner from the convention center and the hotel and everywhere you need to be. And we do a drinking draw, and there's a silent auction, and it benefits the Rosewood Art Center. I think it's specifically the Kettering Youth Arts Program Fund. They buy art supplies and put on free clinics and stuff like that. And that's not what I meant. Free clinic is not what I meant. But they put on stuff for kids.
That's Andy Daly's group over there, right?
Absolutely, yep. And Andy's still over there. That whole group has been great. He just we ran into each other one day, and he started telling me about this show that he wants to talk to about it. It was like, yeah, it's called Gem City. I was like, well, you are in luck. Just by happenstance, we walked into each other. But yeah, Andy's been great over there.
Oh, baby. Well, it's good to see you, and before a little bit before the craziness happens, and
the craziness for me is all done. It's all done.
Oh.
There's all I can do now is that ball is rolling downhill. I just to stay out of the way of it now. Last week, I would not have had time to tie my shoes, let alone jump on a podcast with Dave with my children watching, which was a mistake. Now that in retrospect, I said, hey, the guy that draws Dora? I'm going to be on a show with him in a little bit. So here, just sit over here and watch this before I jump on. Oh, yikes.
Hey, they're old. Hey, they know. They're older now.
Right. 8 and 10, they'll be fine. I mean, who's Clive Barker? Why was he meeting him in a bar? I don't know what that is. Skip it, kid.
Sit them down, make them watch Hellraiser. Oh, come on, Nightbreed. Make them watch Nightbreed. Nightbreed.
What 70s erotica, Daddy? I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
well, hey,
I don't know.
I was smart enough to get my kid off the. No, well, you can yell at me next weekend, and
Right.
And we'll see you soon. Once again, let's call this bad boy up if anybody's watching and doesn't know about it. And if you don't know about it, what are you doing? Gem City Comic Con, Dayton Convention Center, next weekend. It's all comics, all just filled with dealers and artists and writers, and it is a fantastic time. Good shopping, good comic book buying, lots of artists there to draw. Andy, you going to be drawing all weekend?
all weekend I'm going to be drawing. I've got a very short list right now, so this is a good time to get on it if anybody wants to do that. Plug.
There you go. Me, maybe. I might be drawn. I'm kind of tired. I got lots of, or I'm just going to bring the Firestorm comics and sit there with a table of Firestorm comics.
Just walk over to Pat about every 30 minutes and hand him another one for an autograph, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I'll give them the little kids and do that game. Hey, go see if I'll sign this for free. Oh, maybe.
No.
Hey, Jesse, you got your 2 kids. There you go. I'll put
Put them to work. We'll have Cody come over and sneak, witness the signatures, and we'll come up with all that crazy fat Firestorm money that's out there.
Oh yeah, those Firestorm books are worth maybe $5. So, and not each. I'm talking the whole stack.
Nice.
Well, thank you, sir. Thanks for joining us, man. We really appreciate it. And boy, we always say we always really appreciate you having us as guests every year.
Oh no, we love having you.
We'll see you Friday. We'll be there loading in, and we'll get ready for a fantastic weekend in Dayton. So,
yay! Thank you.
All right, Jesse. We'll see you soon. Thanks again, buddy.
So long.
See you, Jesse.
Woo! Oh man. Okay, Andy. I guess we have to go now.
About the clock on the wall says it's time to get out of here, right?
Well, I guess we have to go to Dayton, and we have to leave this place. Oh, and Sean says see you nerds next weekend, so we're gonna see Sean Forney next weekend as well. Awesome. Sean will be there drawing and doing his thing as well. Joe, you gonna be joining us too?
Yeah, I think I'll be there probably most of the day on Saturday is my plan.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Joe will be there. Unfortunately, Joe's comic, we don't have copies of your comic book yet, do we?
No, and I need to figure out my scanner. My scanner is not currently working, or I was going to start scanning some of those.
Oh, man. Well, one day we'll have to talk more about Cheetah Man.
Maybe next year at Gem City.
Right. Well, I guess it's time, huh? It's the memo is in. It's time to wrap it up. So thanks again, everybody, for joining us.
3 episodes in the books.
Thanks very much.
We'll see you. We'll see you, Andy.
You bet.
All right.
See you,
All
Andy.
right. Goodbye, Mr. Andy Bennett. Joe, it's back to you and me. Bluto has told us it's time to go, so we made it. It's what do we got? We're a little about 8 minutes over our hour-long show. So what are you gonna do? Oh, you know what? Look at this. We caught him with the dog.
Oh,
We caught him with the dog.
people love dogs.
Now, if we would have known you'd have the dog,
Oh,
Could have brought in a whole new audience.
I'm Moxie.
yeah.
Oh, everybody loves Moxie. Goodbye, Moxie. Well, shoot. I think Moxie just upstaged Adam.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the fans say.
Well, hopefully we'll be back next Sunday with another show, albeit a tired, we did a convention show, and we'll have to see what kind of sucker we can bring in as a guest. But hey, we got to keep this bad boy rolling.
Train keeps rolling.
All right, sir. Well, good night, everybody. I'm Dave Akins.
I'm Joe Holland.
And this has been Dave and Joe are bored. All right. See you later, Joe.
See ya. Take care, man.
All right. Well.